Good day everyone, this is Christiana and welcome to my channel. So today I'm going to show you how to sew gloves with lining inside. I'm going to be sewing this pattern, and this pattern is the pattern that I've drafted in my previous tutorial. So if you haven't watched the pattern drafting tutorial, I will link it in the description box. Alright, so this pattern consists of the glove pattern and the lining pattern. So the glove pattern consists of the glove body, the fourchettes, and the thumb pattern. The lining pattern also needs a thumb pattern and fourchettes. So I'm going to use the same thumb pattern and fourchettes of the glove for the lining. So on the pattern I've indicated with these straight horizontal lines in red. This just means that the stretch of the fabric must run horizontally across the pattern. These are the fabrics I'm using to make this glove. For the lining I'm going to use this fabric. It is a type of stretch jersey knit fabric, and it is also a t-shirt fabric, and it has some stretch to it. For the glove I'm using this fabric. This fabric is a sweatshirt fleece. It's got some stretch to it, and its other side is fleece. So here I've got all my glove pattern pieces cut out, and for the thumb I need two pieces. One for the right thumb and one for the left thumb pattern. For the ring finger, I need two pieces for the right side and two pieces for the left side. For the middle finger, I need two pieces for the right side and two pieces for the left side. For the pointing finger, I need two pieces. One for the right side and one for the left side. For the small finger I need two pieces, one for the right side and one for the left side. So here I've marked the fourchettes so that it's easy to identify them. For the glove body I've cut out one piece for the right side and one piece for the left side of the pattern. At the hem of the fabric pieces, I've added a seam allowance of 0.5 centimeters, and I'm going to use this to attach the lining to the glove. These are the pieces I've cut out for the lining, and for the ring finger I've cut out two pieces on fold for the right side and two pieces on fold for the left side. For the middle finger, I've cut out two pieces on fold for the right side and two pieces on fold for the left side. For the pointing finger, I only need one piece for the right side and one piece for the left side. And here I've cut them out on fold. For the small finger, I've cut out one piece for the right side and one piece for the left side. And here I've cut them out on fold. For the thumb pattern, I need one piece for the right side and one piece for the left side. And so here I've cut them out on fold. For the lining pattern, I've cut out one piece for the right side and one piece for the left side. And here I've cut them out on fold. At the bottom, I've added a seam allowance of 0.5 centimeters. This is for attaching the lining to the glove. I'm going to start sewing the thumb piece, but first I need to cut through this line here. This line is line D to C, and it has to be the same length as line D to C on the glove body pattern, which is from this point to this point. So right now I'm just measuring D to C on the glove body pattern, and it is 2 centimeters. So on the thumb pattern, D to C has to be 2 centimeters as well. On the thumb pattern, 2 centimeters is from this point to this point. So right now I'm going to cancel this point C, and then I'm going to make this new point, point C. So on the thumb piece, I'm now cutting this line 2 centimeters like on the thumb pattern. I'm starting off by sewing the thumb piece. My seam allowance is going to be 0.25 centimeters. And I'm using a sewing machine to sew. So I fold the piece in half, right side against right side, making sure that the top is lining up. And then I grab a threaded needle. So this needle is double stranded. The purpose of this thread is to hold parts of the fabric together so that it's easy for me to sew them. So right now I'm going to tie a holding thread on this part of the piece. And when I stitch it in my seam allowance of 0.25 centimeters. So when you tie this, you just tie it lightly. So I'm also tying a holding thread on this point, which is point B. Okay, so now I'm going to sew from this edge to point B. After sewing, I cut off the holding threads. So I have sewn only until here and left this part open. That's because this part is seam allowance for this side. Now I'm going to sew this part of the thumb piece on the glove body piece. This thumb piece is the right hand thumb piece as indicated by the pattern, so it needs to be attached to the right hand glove body piece. So on the thumb piece, this point to this point is B to C, and then from this point to this point is C to D. So on the pattern, B to C and C to D are right here. On the glove body pattern, B to C and C to D are here. So B to C, C to D on the thumb piece has to be attached to B to C and C to D on the glove body piece. So I turn the glove body to the wrong side and then I attach B to C on the thumb piece to B to C on the thumb hole. And then I take the holding thread and attach point B together. And then I also take the holding thread and attach point C together. Now I'm stitching a holding thread to attach point D together. Alright, so after that I'm now going to sew the two sides together. Okay, so after sewing the two sides together, now I'm going to remove the holding stitches. Okay, so my holding stitches are removed. Now I'm going to turn to the other side. And then I'm going to sew from this point, which is point B, to this point, which is point A. But before that, I'm going to stitch a holding thread at point A. And then I'm going to sew to point A. Now I'm going to attach the base of the thumb on the opening of the thumb hole. And I'm attaching it with holding stitches first. That's to see if the whole base of the thumb is going to fit accurately on the opening of the thumb hole. So I'm stitching holding stitches from the sides towards the center. So the whole base of the thumb fits accurately on the thumb hole. That's also because the fabric is a stretchy fabric and the thumb hole has stretched to accommodate the whole base of the thumb. So I have sewn the base of the thumb on the thumb hole. Now I'm removing the holding stitches. So I've sewn starting from one end all the way to the other end, and I still made sure that the centers of the two pieces are lining up. If it's difficult for you to ensure the centers are lining up that way, then you just sew from one end to the center and then from the other end to the center. Okay, so now I'm going to sew on the fourchettes between the pointing finger and the middle finger. For that, I need to cut the lines between the pointing finger and the middle finger on the back side and on the front side. And then I select the fourchettes to use between the fingers. So up here is my middle finger fourchettes, and down here is my pointing finger fourchettes. And I have to use my right hand to determine the right fourchettes to use. That's because I'm sewing the right hand glove. Now I'm going to select the fourchette for the pointing finger, and I'm going to select it according to the sides of the finger. So the pointing finger has a right side and a left side of the finger. So the fourchette that I need is the one for the left side of the finger. So here, this is the right side of my pointing finger fourchette pattern, and the reverse side is the left side of the pattern. So the right fourchette is the one of the left side pattern, and this fourchette here is the right fourchette. And for the middle finger, I need a fourchette for the right side of the middle finger. So this here is the middle finger pattern, and this side is the right side of the pattern, and it is the right fourchette piece that I need for the middle finger. So there's two of them, and I only need one of them. Now I'm going to place my fourchettes together right side against right side, and then I sew them at the bottom. So after sewing, I split them open, and then I attach them to the glove, starting from the back side of the glove. So this is the pointing finger fourchette, and I'm going to line its back side against the pointing finger like this. So the end of the fourchette must be at the end of the slit. And then I'm just going to hold the pieces together with holding stitches. After that, I'm going to hold the back side of the middle finger fourchette against the side of the middle finger with holding stitches. Okay, so now I'm going to sew the pieces together from the middle of one side to the middle of the other side. Now with holding stitches, I'm going to attach the front side of the fourchette to the front side of the slit here. Okay, so now I'm going to sew from the middle of one side to the middle of the other side. So I have sewn on the fourchette between the pointing finger and the middle finger. Now I'm going to cut the lines between the middle finger and the ring finger. So after that, I'm going to select the fourchettes for between the middle finger and the ring finger. On top is my middle finger fourchettes, and at the bottom is my ring finger fourchettes. And I'm going to use the right hand again to determine the right fourchettes. So the middle finger has a right side and a left side. So the fourchette that I need is the one for the left side of the middle finger. This is the middle finger pattern. Its reverse side is the left pattern. And so the left pattern is the right fourchette that I need for the middle finger. So these are the two left side fourchettes, and so I'll use only one of them. For the ring finger, I need a right side fourchette, and this here is my ring finger pattern, and this side is already the right side of the pattern. So the right side pattern is the fourchette that I need for the ring finger. These are the two right side fourchettes, and so I'm going to be using one of them. So I have sewn the two fourchettes together, right side against right side. Now I'm going to sew them on the glove. I'm going to attach the fourchette starting from the back slit of the glove. Just like the previous fourchette, I'm attaching the back side of the fourchettes against their fingers with holding stitches. Now I'm going to sew from the middle of this side to the middle of this side. Now I'm going to attach the front side of the fourchette to the front slit of the glove. Now I'm going to sew from the middle of this side to the middle of this side. So I have sewn the middle finger and ring finger fourchette on. Now I'm going to select the fourchette for between the ring finger and the small finger. I'm using my right hand again to select the right fourchette. For the ring finger, I need a left side fourchette. So here, this is my ring finger pattern. This side is the right side of the pattern. The reverse side is the left side of the pattern. So the left side pattern is the fourchette that I need for the ring finger. So these two fourchettes are the left side fourchettes, and I'm going to use one of them. For the small finger, I need a right side fourchette, and this here is my small finger right side pattern, and it is the right fourchette pattern that I need for the small finger. So between these two, this fourchette is the right fourchette. I have sewn the ring finger and the small finger fourchette on, and I've sewn them until halfway for now. Now I'm going to sew the side of the glove starting from the hem of the glove all the way until the middle of the small finger. Now I'm going to sew the tops of the fingers, and when I do that, I make sure they fit loose so that they have space inside for a lining. I'm going to start adjusting the pointing finger, and I'm starting with the back piece of the pointing finger. So I think the back piece is a bit long, so I'm going to make it short. Now I'm adjusting the front piece of the pointing finger. So I'm going to have the front piece come all the way to touch the back piece. And so this front piece that is revealing behind is the one that I'm going to cut off. Now I'm going to adjust the fourchette. So here I'm just marking how much to take off from the fourchette. So the piece I've drawn on the fourchette, that's what I'm going to be cutting off. Okay, so I've made adjustments on the top of the pointing finger. Now I'm going to sew the pieces together. Now I'm going to be adjusting the middle finger. So I start off with the back piece of the middle finger. And here I can see the back piece is a bit long. So I'm going to mark how much I'll be taking off from the back piece. Now I'm going to cut off this piece from the middle finger back piece. So after that, I'm adjusting the front piece of the middle finger. So here I've attached the front piece to the back piece, and this piece which is protruding out is the one that I'm going to cut off. So this curve that I've drawn here is the one that I'm cutting off. Now I'm adjusting the fourchettes of the middle finger, and here I've marked the amount to take off from this fourchette, and so the same amount I'll be taking off from the fourchette of this side of the middle finger. Okay, so I have adjusted the tip of the middle finger. Now I'm going to sew the pieces together. Okay, so the tips of all my fingers here are adjusted and sewn. I'm just going to make the shape of my thumb narrower because I think it's a bit too circular. So here I've marked how I want the thumb to curve. Now I'm going to sew in this line, and then I'm cutting off this piece. Alright, so the sewing of the glove is now finished. I've also sewn the lining already, and the seam allowance of the lining I made it 0.3 centimeters, and it's sewn exactly the same way the glove is sewn. Now I'm going to insert the lining into the glove, and for that I need to make sure the glove is turned to the wrong side and the lining is turned to the right side. This lining is the right lining for this glove. That's because their thumbs are positioned on the same side. So first I wear the glove, and then over the glove I wear the lining. After that I remove the glove and the lining from my hand, and then I do the hemming. So I'm going to fold the 2 centimeter hemming allowance upward. So as you can see here, from the edge of the glove to this line here, this is a 2 centimeter hem, and from this line to the top, this is the 0.5 centimeter seam allowance. On the lining, this is the 0.5 centimeter seam allowance. So this seam allowance I fold it inward like this, and then after folding it inward, I place it over the seam allowance of the glove. Okay, so after placing them together, I'm going to sew along the edge of the lining. So I'm done hemming, and as you can see, my stitches are running close to the edge of the lining, and also the side seam of the lining is straight with the side seam of the glove. Alright, so these gloves are finished to be sewn. Okay, so I'm going to wear them now so that you see how they look. So this glove fits my hand exactly to size. So if you don't want them to fit to size, you want a looser fit, then you need to increase the movement allowance of the glove body. So this is the glove body pattern for this glove. And this is the calculation I did for this glove body pattern. And this 2 centimeters is the movement allowance I've added to this glove body pattern. So if you want a loose fit in this glove, you must make this movement allowance 3 centimeters. And also, if you don't want a t-shirt fabric for a lining, instead you want a fleece lining, for example this fleece. This is a sweatshirt fleece, and because the fleece is thicker, you need to have the movement allowance of the pattern increased. For a fleece lining, you must make the movement allowance of the glove body pattern 4 centimeters. And also for a fleece lining, you must make the movement allowance of the thumb pattern 2 centimeters. Alright, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss the next one. Thank you. Bye.